hold it. Now, have a wander through. You come upstairs, see the bedrooms.
And who lived in the station house?
This was of course, the station master.
Yeah, the station.
And I'd have to just check my notes to see who the last station master was here. We have it inside.
Yeah,
but he was a very important man. And you have the living, here we are, you just have a look at that. And then the bedrooms are upstairs, they're nice. Yeah.
What's the train off?
That's a shot there. That's a shot of the bridge, which is down here at the end of the site. That's the first bridge as you'd head for Ballyconnery. That's the Erin Bridge. There's 3 Erin bridges now.
Is that?
What's called that was the Erin Bridge. The one here in Kilconny is called the Erin Bridge, and then you have the new Erin Bridge.
Right.
Going over the bypass.
So you've got 3 of them.
So, it's like me. I just say I live on the old Belturbet road.
Oh.
There's an old Belturbet road. I'm on the old one. You know it. I do, yeah. There's names on the door, and the names were done by a man that was scraping the brush. God, look, he's dead now. He was a local man, he was an Englishman, and he done the doors. You see Kathleen on the door of the bedroom, and Kathleen was on the Norway side. The directors named the trains after their daughters.
Oh.
And that was Kathleen, and that was Edith. Yeah. And the Kathleen actually is in Belfast, in Belfast. Right. And it's up and lovely. The engine.
And do the rent this out as holiday lets?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can they rent that out as holiday let.
Oh, aye.
And it's on the internet,
It is. It's on it's a Daft maybe or some of those places. Yeah. I think it's Daft. It's on daft.ie. Yeah. Wasn't a cut stone something?
Wasn't it lovely, yeah?
Wasn't
all
it?
That stone was located locally down here at the first bridge.
Right.
That stone was located here.
Right.
It was at the first bridge.
Yeah.
That area. Yeah. As you go for Ballyconnery, and was taken up here, cut and faced. Was not some work.
Wasn't it?
I hope they're happy men this day, wherever they are, because they done some work. It was as good as the day.
And it was all done by.
The day of it done.
Yeah.
Right. 1887.
Gee.
Ah.
Would they have insulated the walls and
Not at all.
No.
No.
I think insulation was a thing of the past.
No damp fruit and horsing around with that. But still,
but there's plenty of air going through the place in a bit.
We're very lucky with the air to water system down there.
Ah.
And it means the old walls hold the heat.
Oh, right.
They're great for that. This is the visitor centre.
This is the business.
And this here, that there is the wheel of the steamship Belturbet.
Oh.
Anyone is in the boat here.
Yeah.
That was given to us when Duke of Abercorn. He had it. And he presented it to the group. And you see, the thing was, I have a picture somewhere that tells the story of the steamship Belturbet. That is the room you're in now, lads. It just gives you the idea of what it was like. That's the room you're in now. There's the workshop is there. When we came in here in the early, that's the room you're in now. That's how bad it was. But anyway, it took 4 years to replace it. We were very lucky. We got a FOSS scheme running, and for every tradesperson you got 3 young people, and they were all local people, 40, 50 young people, boys and girls from the area, worked here for 4 years with those men and learned the skills, and it did help them on, you know.
Yeah.
And that was all paid for by FOSS and the government. We had to give the men top ups, but we spent $1 million. There was $1 million.
Was the money well spent?
It was well spent. There was $1 million spent here, and we would have got grant aid to the tune of about 700, you know. But there. So these are some of the trains on the narrow gauge side of it. Right. The narrow gauge it's all down to economics. Yeah. It was a 3-foot track, where you had 5'4" on the Great Northern English system. You know, much the same. And they named all their engines after
Their
the daughters,
daughters,
director's
I see that,
daughters. Yeah, yeah. The Edith was brought to America. That's a picture of it being hauled over there.
Right.
Okay. Brought to America, but it's back in Ireland. It ran in America for years and years, maybe for 20 years.
Why
It
did it
ran
go
in
to
America. Some millionaire took it over,
right.
and he ran it.
Right.
And now it's back in Ireland, I hear.
Yeah.
So that's good news.
That is good news.
This here, there was another unit there, but it was tossed during the years. It kind of fell, the wall fell, and we didn't replace it. There was one thing we didn't. Everything went back as it was. There was nothing different. You see nothing different really in the restoration work. But this wall was left open. Just it was better from a visitor centre point of view to leave it open. But there was a waiting room for the ladies. They had a waiting room of their own, actually.
Right.
And that's how it worked here.
The old custom.
That's from Red Hills. They gave us that. The old switchboard.
Was that out of
Red Hills?
Phyllis
Post
McCann?
office. That's it.
That's it. I never knew what that was. I knew Phyllis already.
That's it. And now this here is a copy of the Shawley wagon. The Shawley wagon ran on the narrow gauge. It's called the Shawley. This was done by a student at Ballinamore. He gave it to us. He done it for his leaving cert year. He made a fantastic job of it. But the Shawley was called the Shawley wagon because they used to double up. They'd used these wagons for goods, and then they used them to bring in cattle as well. But when they bought the cattle, they threw back this to let the steam out, and that's how it got the name Shawley. This canvas.
And people travelled in there as well, did they?
Well, maybe they got people in them too.
Yeah.
The truth was no one when they were desperate enough. This was the ticket office in there, and then further in you had the station master's office. He had a door out onto the platform. He had a door into the house. He had 3 ways out to look about him on the station.
Was he on duty 24 hours every
He was.
day?
Oh, God, right.
I'd imagine if he was living here.
He was a very important man in the town, you know.
Yeah. Did all that stop in 59, did it?
Stopped in 59 March, 31st of March 1951.
Yeah.
It all came to a stop. We got up some stuff from Mallow in County Cork.
Right.
We were doing the work, and it came from the sugar plant.
Right.
They use a lot of this stuff in the sugar plant.
Okay.
So that there now, first of all, is a brake van. That's you're looking at 30 tons there.
Right,
He would have been on the wheel there in that, keeping the train from going too quick.
Right.
And he would throw out ashes. He had a fire going in there too.
So
sometimes he would throw the ashes on the track. Sometimes to slow himself down, maybe in bad weather, frosty weather.
Oh.
And then this was a wagon came up, and when it came up, it was so badly gone, it kind of shook asunder.
Yeah.
And it kind of made a stage. Sometimes we would have music events here and different things.
Oh.
So we kind of took it asunder.
So that's the old
But
steam roller.
that was a 62-foot carriage.
And that was
This
the old
is a
steam
Ruston
engine.
That's a Ruston. They were common enough. That's diesel.
Yeah.
And they were common enough. That can be got going. We're happy to get going. That we're doing an application to Leader at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we're hoping to put down tracks, which is going from here down to there, down to the bridge and back. And that's the plan.
Yeah.
And if that happens, it'll be kind of the cream on the top of the cake.
Nice on the cake.
It'll be all nearly done that we ever planned to do, you know. This here is the bogie. You can see the hand grip.
Yeah.
4 men would lift that.
Yeah, I know that.
Half an hour.
Debbie.
And head off and do the work. That's the jacks. If you had to move the tracks, lift the tracks.
Oh.
The cow catcher, they call this. This is on the front of the engine, kind of to shoot cattle away. You know that. Now further up, you have. You see, it was very important that time. They were trying to tap into the coal and get. There was very little coal about that time after with the war and everything else. And the coal came over from Rigna, which is 33 miles to the west. Yeah. And it's at the present moment, you go over to Rigna and you'll get a train to Dublin. Right, that's the one 33 miles over here. Right. Yeah, you'll get a train to Dublin via Edgertown.
Oh, right.
So Edgertown is another link, about an hour from here. Yeah. So that's as close as we are to a lane.
That's where the cinnamon came in.
Yeah. So they actually, the coal came over here so many times a day. The wagons were full of coal. It was an awful dirty job. Yeah. Because the coal, an awful lot of it did go to Drogheda because they had a cement works there. Yeah. Yeah. And they used an awful lot of it there. But that said, a lot of it stayed here. And what they done was they took the wagons, moved them. See, it stopped there. That's the bum stop for the narrow gauge. Yeah. And you come out here, you can just about see the tracks that are around about here. The big roundabout, you can just about see it. There's a roundabout here.
Oh, yeah.
And they were able to put the engine on that and spin it around and head back for drummers. And that was about 50 tons of an engine.
What was this building here?
That was the engine shed. You could drive the engine in there and a pit in that. You could underneath it. And that there now, the big shed, like a hay shed, is the transshipment shed. I was going to say, that's where they took the wagons then with the coal. They moved the wagons over there. This was all a mesa tracks here.
Right.
Yeah.
Over to that transshipment shed and got out with the planks and the barrows and the shovels. And they done all that work. And they were throwing them into wagons that were kind of above themselves as well.
Yeah.
The bigger wagons. It was
That was some work, wasn't it?
and that's what was on here for lifetimes. You know. I'd say there wasn't a coal house in the four of them. I'd say they were all doing it for that.
We've been the wellies.
I'd say. But down here, you can see the changing rooms, that's for the AstroTurf, that new building. But on this side of that, there's another goods store, which is the narrow gauge goods store. You've seen ours.
Yeah.
It's about half the size. And it was for the goods that came off here, you see, on the narrow gauge. And the goods were brought down there and distributed from there, from that point, round to wherever they had to go, you know. So, there was a lot of history with it, you know, a lot of history. And there was a red, white and the green, white and gold train came down 1 year or two, I remember, from Leitrim.
Yeah?
Yeah. Had it all painted up. Yeah, right. Yeah. And there was one was derailed too, Patsy. There was, Yes,
Any casualties?
no, there's no casualties, thank God. No.
Well, thank you, Tony.
You're welcome indeed.
You're a
If there's any questions.
you're a mind of information.
This here, of course, you had the toilets, and you had this here then was the telegraph office in here.
Yeah.
Tiny Towns, we do a carbon sale every last month, and they use that for their bric-a-brac, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why it's full of that stuff. But that was where the telegraphs.
It's sad just to
It's
look
sad,
at today and
but-
think of what it was.
But we're so glad
To
to
have- to
be
have-
able to restore it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you know, it was nearly at the point where they were going to toss it,
Yeah.
and some big noise was going to move in, and
Right.
we just kind of got
Oh,
in. at
they
time.
did,
We
they
bought
did.
it
You
from
just got
George. You knew George McClary. God
Yes,
Yes.
George.
We
Yeah.
bought it from George. He had it.
Oh, did you
And he
really?
had it rented out to a farmer here for years and years. And there was 10 acres of site here. And we bought it for 50,000 punts at the time. We had no money. We were set into raising money. And it's from ever all, we're 20 years nearly
How
together.
did
as a
George
group,
McClary get his
as a
hands in
group,
it?
You know,
Huh?
How did George McClary get his hands in it?
don't know.
Yeah, it's one of them
One of
things.
those things he happened to hear.
Yeah,
It
he
was
just
for
he
sale.
was in the right
Probably
place at the right time.
bought it right.
Yeah, that's,
When you think about
More
it, if he
than
sold it
likely.
for 50,
Yeah.
what did he buy it for?
5. Maybe.
Jesus knows. Yeah.
Less.
I don't know how long he had it. But it closed in 59, so I don't know when George moved in on it. I remember George.
yeah.
Good character.
Well,
And he
Well-
has walk under him, no.
Yeah,
Patsy, you did
yeah,
that.
I did,
Oh,
yeah.
God, get away.
Yeah.
Oh, that's no bad. Oh, you know all about George.
I know all about George
Oh,
McClary.
God.
My lesson in life,
Right.
it was the first job I ever had, and because I didn't know what work was, then I had George McClary.
I'd say that.
Oh, he just unbelievable.
Right. I can see him stepping across the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know with the stepping.
Right.
Yeah.